So in the past month or two, I've been really deep in like the self-improvement area of my life and trying to become the best version of myself in my personal life that I can possibly be from a day-to-day basis, and get myself in the best mental clarity and the best headspace, the best mental health that I can be in to be at my peak from day in and day out. I've watched a lot of videos on a lot of advice from a lot of millionaires and very successful, well-rounded people that I follow, and I picked up a lot of habits. And today I'm going to share my top 5 favorite habits that I've picked up that have done the most for me in the past month or two, that have helped me mentally, helped me just in my day-to-day life, helped me become a more aware and sensible and mindful person for my day-to-day life. I'm not going to have much of an introduction for this video, so with that being said, I'm just going to jump right into it. Let's go. The first thing on this list, number one, the thing that's helped me most in my mental headspace, my mental clarity, has got to be meditation. I picked up meditation for about a month or about 5 to 6 weeks now, and I can say without a doubt, meditation is like by far the best thing you can do for your mental well-being, your mental headspace, and your mental clarity. Meditation will take your situational awareness and overall mindfulness in the real world from, a 2 or a 3 to easily, within like 5 to 6 weeks, easily like a 7 or an 8. And not only that, it'll help you really get away from like negative or just negative thoughts or stress or anxiety, things that you may be facing in, your day-to-day life that are kind of messing with you in your head or getting in the way of your mental headspace clarity. Another thing meditation is really good for is in today's society, people have basically little to no attention span at all. And, if you're on TikTok often or Instagram often or social media in general often, you will most likely fall into this category because it's just a constant scrolling algorithm. And you can probably often find yourself in situations where you can't focus really well, or you can't focus for a long period of time. You can't, stay on track. You couldn't, stay interested and read a book for, 10, 15 minutes. You couldn't sit down and actually be alone in silence with your thoughts and actually just meditate for 10 minutes. You can't watch a 15-minute video about self-improvement or getting better at something or being your best self without drifting off or thinking about something or opening up TikTok and scrolling more or, going on Instagram and scrolling through Instagram, things like that. Meditation won't instantly fix this problem, but over time, you will notice that this problem is slowly getting resolved and slowly getting better the more that you practice meditation and the longer you practice meditation. You'll notice that watching a simple 10 to 15 minute YouTube video is no longer something that you have to drag yourself through and force yourself to do. Now you can actually sit through a 10 to 15 minute like inspirational or educational YouTube video that's actually going to teach you something, and you're not constantly like reaching for your phone to open TikTok or Instagram or go on Twitter or whatever your social media choice is. Another thing is, when you're actually in conversations with someone, you will be a lot more mentally checked into what's actually going on in this conversation and what the other person is actually saying to you. So like your situational comprehension is actually going to go up significantly just from day to day. Like if you go to school, simple conversations and interactions you'll have with just people through school, you'll notice that these things actually become a lot more synced in your mind, and you're actually like it's hard to explain, but you're actually like in the conversation, like you're genuinely paying attention and actually focusing and taking in what this person's saying to you, and you're not just like mentally fogged up and clouded, just constantly clouded up and scatterbrained because of like the overstimulation that constant scrolling does to you. Number 2 on this list is easily going to have to be reading. Now, I don't say this to sound like your teacher or sound like your mom or whatever, but reading is genuinely something that is extremely powerful. Now, Learning through YouTube or watching video content can also be extremely powerful and extremely educational. But the best form to actually consume knowledge and like take it in and remember it and comprehend it is easily reading. And I don't mean like reading like Harry Potter or fictional books or books that you would read in a classroom or whatever. I mean like actually reading knowledgeable books. So right now, my current read is Rich Dad Poor Dad. This is a really like cliche book at this point. A lot of people have this book, or actually not, but a lot of successful people have recommended this book, and I haven't read a ton of it, but I'm on page like 70, so I can't really make a recommendation on this book, but this is my current read. This is a book I've been reading for the last like 3 or 4 days, 5 days maybe. 2 other books that I've recently picked up is a book called Make Your Bed. This is written by Admiral William H. McRaven. This guy was a retired U.S. Navy veteran. I haven't read this book at all, but I plan to in the very near future. A third book that I've recently picked up is How to Talk to Anyone by Leo Lowndes. I think that's how I say the name. I also haven't read this book at all, but I plan on reading this book for sure. Again, I can't give any recommendations on this book. Excuse me again. I can't give any recommendations on these books, but these are my current top 3 reads that I'm about to start reading, and one of them I'm already reading. So easily, to wrap this section up, second place has to be reading. If you want to actually grow your mental knowledge and become a better mental knowledgeable person and actually take in what what you're wanting to learn, easily reading is the best form to do it. And video content like YouTube, like this is a very close second, but reading is such a powerful thing. And if you were an actual mature person and you were if you've grown up mentally and you're a mature person in your head, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Reading is the most powerful thing in the world. A third habit that I want to discuss in this video is I've completely cut out of my life any procrastination. Now, disclaimer, I do want to say this does not happen overnight. This is not something that you can just wake up and be like, oh, I'm never going to procrastinate again. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying I'm never going to procrastinate again, but I have done every single thing that I can possibly do in my conscious mind to completely eliminate procrastination out of my life. And like, if something needs to get done, I actually get up, I do it, whether I want to, whether I don't want to. I get my lazy ass the fuck out of bed and I do what the fuck I need to do. Damn! Excuse my language, but it's simple as that. I used to be the type of person to sit in bed and just scroll through TikTok, knowing I needed to take the trash down, knowing I needed to do the dishes, knowing I should be reading a book, knowing I should be doing something better, but I just procrastinated so hard about everything that I would just think about consciously, and I came to the mental realization that this is bullshit and I shouldn't be doing this at all. Easily number 3 is cutting out procrastination. And another thing about this, it'll make you feel way more better about yourself. Like, you will have this extended sense of pride and confidence about yourself, kind of, in a way. Just knowing that, like, you didn't procrastinate and you got the fuck up and you did what you needed to do. Number 4 in this video, I cut out basically all social media in my entire phone. Any social media in my phone, I cut it out. I deleted my Instagram, I deleted Snapchat, Twitter, whatever else you can consider a social media. Those were the 3 that I had. The only social media that you can say I have is TikTok, and I don't use TikTok for as much of like an entertainment as much as I use it for I use TikTok to post clips from these videos on TikTok to, grow an audience and get my name out there and share my content to a wider audience. And grow more traction to my channel. That's what I use TikTok for. But other than TikTok, I have no social media at all. I cut out Instagram, I cut out Snapchat, which if you're on Snapchat and you're over the age of 14, you actually need to grow up, because like, bro, that app is literal like just brain rot. That app is like so fucking stupid and childish. Like, I don't like Snapchat at all, but to each their own. This, like, I feel like this was a really big step for me, because for the longest time I was really like, I wouldn't say addicted to social media, but I was definitely like on Snapchat and Instagram a lot, and definitely TikTok too. But I've gotten that like in moderation. I really do use that like mainly for posting my clips. But the main thing that deleting social media is going to do for you and did for me was I really stopped giving a fuck what people thought about me. Like after 2 or 3 weeks without it, I really got out of this mindset of like so being so worried about what everybody thought of me, and like this constant like anxiety over me about like what people are saying about me, or what people think of me, or what people think of what I'm wearing, or how I'm walking, or how I'm holding my arms, or whatever. There's all this constant like social anxiety that I had. It didn't take it away, but it suppressed it greatly. And I was much less worried about what somebody had to say about, per se, my YouTube channel or me uploading clips on TikTok. I gained this kind of like confidence about myself, to where if somebody found my YouTube channel, I didn't give a fuck. It really gave me this kind of sense of where like I didn't care what people had to say about me or had to say about what I was doing, because if they had something to say, I wasn't even going to see it, because I'm not on social media. And if someone's has something to say about you, they're not your friend, so they probably don't have your phone number. So yeah, you're not even going to see about it anyways. And if you don't see something, how can it affect you? Because you're never going to know about it. The fifth and final habit on this list that I came up with is going to be going to bed at a decent time and waking up at a decent time. Seemed like something that is really pointless, because when you look at it from afar, you're like, the fuck does it matter when I go to bed or when I wake up, yada yada yada. It doesn't matter to the greatest extent, but I picked up this habit from people who are massively successful, who have grown brands and followings and audiences, and this has really gave me kind of a mental clarity too, because I'm not saying you need to wake up at 4:30 or 5:30 a.m. for no reason at all, because that is like, I mean, that's OD. There's no reason to wake up that early. But if you're that person that's sleeping in till 11:30, 12:30, 1:30 in the afternoon, and you're going to sleep at 3:30, 4:30, 5:30 in the morning, and the only thing that is going to justify that is if like you're already successful, you've got a brand, you've got a following, you're a successful person, you've got a lot of money, you've achieved your dream life, so now you can live out your dreams the way you want to. But if you're like me, if you don't have shit, if you're starting from the bottom, if you're at the bottom or you're at step 1 or step 2 or step 3, there's no reason you should be living like you've made it, because you haven't. Me personally, I like to be in bed asleep by 10:30 or 11, and I'm up every morning at 8:15, 8:30. The latest I'll sleep in is 9, but I never sleep in past 9 under hardly any circumstance, unless I like had a football game a long ways away and I didn't get home till real late and didn't get in bed till 2:30, 3 a.m. I might sleep until 9:30 or 10, but on a daily basis from day to day, I'm up 8:15 every single morning. I usually wake up, I start my day with meditation and a prayer to God every single day. I thank him for everything he's put in my life. The ability to record this video right now, that's just kind of my routine. I'm not putting, my beliefs on anybody, but that's just what I do. With that being said, I think this is where I'm going to wrap up this video. Those were 5 tips, or not tips. Those were 5 habits that I've picked up in the past month and a half at 16 years old, that I've taken from millionaires and very successful people that I have, either watch or follow or have a relationship with in some way, that are very successful people who have grown brands and followings and have achieved their dreams. These are 5 millionaire habits that I've picked up at 16 that have absolutely grown my mental and just the way I go about my day-to-day life, from a 2 to a 3 all the way up to probably a 7, 8, or 9 now. With that being said, if you made it this far, shout out to you. I'd really appreciate if you liked, commented, and subscribed on the video. It would help me out a lot. It would help grow my videos, help put them on other people's algorithms, and get out there more. Subscribing is free. Liking the video is free. Doesn't cost anything. It just helps me out a lot. It's literally not going to affect you at all. And, you know, if you subscribe and you watch my videos for a little bit longer and you don't like what you see, you can always unsubscribe at any time. But with that being said, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. See you later.